And how's that sound? Still sound like... Okay, that should sound a little bit better. Hopefully I just haven't muted myself in the stream. Okie dokie. Okay, let's start building this. So, if you haven't seen what I'm doing with my endless dungeon crawler, basically I'm working with maps this big, so they're 10 by 10 grid squares. There are 2 exits on each side, and the idea is that people can just plonk down these maps side by side and build an endless dungeon crawler. So the main reason I opened up this is that it's all laid out pre-done for me, ready to go. I'm just going to get rid of all the stuff that I put in the last map. Where are my walls? So I need to have, hang on, I might actually just grab some doorway cornerstones and pop them in right this moment. So I need one set up here. And let me just that's going in the floor. Actually, that's pretty good. That can go on the floor. So I need one set there. I need one set over here. I need a set on this side. That goes right there. So I'm just putting these on so I know where my entrances and exits have to go on the side, and then I can get rid of the old walls from the last build and put in some new ones. Here we go. There we go. So they go down there, and then over on this side, right there, and the last one right there. There we go. So I can now get rid of these walls. So yeah, this is the latest version of Gimp. I think it's Gimp 3.0.8. I think is the latest build. Let's have a look. I can actually go. Here we go. Yep. So it's 3.0.8 revision 2. It's a really good graphics editing program. It is a freebie, so it's not going to break the bank. I do recommend checking it out. It is a pretty cool program, and I like to use Gimp because I find the snap is really good, like the grid snap. So as you can see, hang on, I'll just move these up here into my walls folder. So as you can see, when I plop down a map tile, it will snap to the grid, and the grid is these little X's here. So you can see that it's making up a 180 grid for me. If you've never used Gimp before, to set the grid, you go to View, and then you turn on the grid. So you turn on the grid with that button there. So View, Show Grid. Then to set it, or actually to set the snap, is Snap to Grid. So you turn that, make certain that's got a little checkbox on it, and that way everything that you move around will snap to those little points, which is what we want to have happen. To actually set how big the grid is, I've got to remember how to do it. You go to Preferences, so Edit Preferences. This box will come up. You then look for Default Image, Grid, Default Grid, and this is where you go and set it, just in here. You want to set the pixel size to 180 horizontal and vertical in pixels. This one just here. Ignore this bottom one, that should set itself. The main one is the pixel size. Set that to 180 because that's the pixel size we use for our map tiles. And then it is just a case of having a file browser open on the side. You can have it over here, or you can have it over here. I like to have it over there because it hides the layers palette here. So it hides that when I'm browsing for my stuff. I'll actually I'll hide the navigation plane. There we go, because we don't need to see that. You don't need to see all my junk. So what I'm actually going to do today is I'm going to build Let me see if I've got the pieces to do it. No, it doesn't have it. Okay, I didn't make, I was thinking of making a 45-degree square in the middle here, but I didn't make, when I made this set, I didn't make diagonal walls. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Did I do it with the rubble rock walls? I probably did it with the... No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I made it with the rubble rock walls. Oh, that's sad. Oh well. That happened. Or, well, we could do it anyway. Let's just toy around with this. So let's get rid of some of these pieces that I've just put down. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep those there because that's how it's got to be. But then we come along and we put in. So it's going to come to here. We do a piece like this. So we go there like that, and then we go so it'll be like a piece within it. So I need this one. That would go there. So this is, I'm just roughing this out. Oops. That's the one problem with using the, because at the moment I'm using the move tool, but I'm using it in a mode called pick layer on or guide. That means that whatever's underneath the pointer is what I'll grab. So I just grabbed that because that was under the pointer. But if I click here, whoop, it's grabbing the background. Don't want that. Okay, edit, undo. So if I put it back to this mode, which is move selected layer, it will only move the layer that I currently have selected, which is that one, which is what I want. Whoops, click the wrong button. I don't want that window, go away. Okay, so let's go back to plonking down some pieces. So I'm just gonna, I had an idea just to put a 45-degree rectangle or square in the middle. You know, something different. Because there needs to be a hole in order to, you know, make an endless dungeon builder. There needs to be a whole heap of these tiles. So this one's just going to be, you know, something like a, you know, funky square within a square. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm building the walls first. That's why this is looking a bit weird. So I'm putting down the walls before I put down the floor. And these are diagonal walls. Yep, chunk, dunk, dunk, dunk. And I'll figure out how we can get inside this square in a moment. So that's the area I want to have as the square, and then we'll work out something on the inside. What will we do? Actually, we'll work out the inside now. So go 5-foot curve. Yeah, we'll do the 5-foot curve. How about? So we'll do 5-foot curve. Not really working the way I thought it would work. Boo. No, I don't like that. That looks backy. So we'll go back to the diagonal walls. Make them come into the edges. Like that. Let's zoom in. Okay. So that's what it's actually looking like. Then we grab some cornerstones. Do the edges here. So we use this one. That goes there. And then where is the other piece? This piece can go here. That's our corner. We need to do cornerstones all the way along. But problem is I need to work out how do you get in here? So I'm just going to have one entrance. Let's have an entrance be let's have 2 by 2. Let's have it this one. So we'll get rid of that one. And then we'll use our cornerstones to sort of make the entrance area. Just like that. There we go. So we have to sort of put some cornerstones around here. And we need this one. Like so. And then we need like that. So we're coming around. There's the only really fiddly bit about doing diagonal walls is you need to sort of fill in the corners a lot more than with normal walls. And then back up through here. That'll get our outer area done. And need this one. And this one. There we go. And fill that gap. And same through here. Just like that. Rightio. So we've got a single entrance over here that comes into this center section. So like a game master could go and put something in here. So let's figure out how we're going to do. How shall we do that? Back to our diagonal walls. So we'll have a wall sort of here. So it comes into like a passageway. Well, this should be the last video with my poor old computer. It's been struggling for a while. We had an electric thunderstorm just before Christmas, and it killed my poor old long-suffering graphics tablet. It died a horrible death to lightning. Lightning zapped it into oblivion. Because normally I'd be using a graphics tablet and just be drawing this in, and be super fast. I'm using a mouse. Yes, I'm using a mouse at the moment. I'm slumming it with a mouse. Okay, so I need to go back to my cornerstones. But I recently released one of my adventure modules for the Cube, which was a little side quest. There we go. So we need to put that like that. Could actually put a piece over here. So what if I do this? What if we put that there? Put this piece like that. Go back to our diagonal folder. So it goes like this. Then we have to have these come around. Like that. Then we need to use the cornerstones again. And as I build this, if you haven't built Adventure Map before, you'll notice when I'm on the art program in Gimp that there's heaps of like each little art asset gets put down as its own layer in the layers palette. And I've got them all in my walls folder, so I can just hide the whole lot. And it makes it very easy to, if you need to come back and sort of fix things up, you can do that quite quickly. Now we might make another wall come out of here. Or we make it just come up here. How can we make it come up here? So fill that there. Back to our diagonals. This one will have to go. Or actually, no. Get rid of that. Put a regular wall in. You make it a little bit different. A little bit different. Like that. Then we use a regular wall here. Just like that. So it makes it a little bit different. And then back to the diagonals. So we're going to need this. Like so. Then maybe. Run with me here. Let me just try this out. Something different just there. So back up to our cornerstones. This one comes in here. Just like that. And then we put in cornerstones here. Oops. Oh, so it snaps. There we go. Back to our diagonals. So this is sort of like a little mini maze within the maze. So we'll need to put some white in here. So how about if I do that now? Let's go to our... I'll put it in the background. Just like that. So that fills in that. Then we could where is it? Grab this piece. Just like that. Should make it nice and interesting. Back to our cornerstones again, because I'm going to put some here. There we go. So that sort of caps it off. So come in here, come around here, come down to here. There's a bit of room here, bit of a room there, bit of a room here. What we could do is make this some flat pieces. Doesn't have to all be diagonal. Just like that. Then we come to here. Then we could go a flat piece. And then a curve. So we do a flat piece there. Then where are our 5-foot curves? Yeah. Yeah, 5-foot curve. Comes around, and then we make this an entrance. And we do one of these. Or actually, no. We need this. Just like that. Yep. Then we could make this come down here. So let's do that. Where is... Actually, no. We use a curve again. Let's make that do that. Whoops. Grab the background. Haha. That's more interesting. Go. And then we need to pop a piece in there, which is right here. There. I think that's that is our sort of internal maze within a maze. So if we go down here, switch to our pencil. Then we just sort of color in this little area. There, like that. So that's nicely colored in. Over here, do much the same thing. Oh, this is so difficult coloring. This is so difficult drawing in a space with a mouse. Feels like drawing with a brick. I'm drawing with a very large brick. Oh god. It's not working. Oh. Well, it's sort of working. Oh, I missed a bit. There we go. Alright. There. And there. I think I've got all the bits. Alright. So that's that done. Now I have to do the outside bit out here. So that's actually using different tiles again. So let's go back to where were we? We're using the stone wall tiles, which I think is this one. Stone wall overlays. Yep, that's the ones. Okay, how are we going to do this? Can we do this interestingly? So I need to do... Pardon me. So around this area, what do we make it come in? Like that. Make it do this. Yeah, we need to do that. Oh, well, otherwise it's too much of a squeeze around the corner. There we go. And then how we do this. Put in a cornerstone. So one right there. And then let's sort of cap this off. So we'll have to change this. So let's get rid of that and replace it with just a cornerstone, because that's going to go there. And then we'll have to have a cornery piece like that come through there. That's our exit to the next map that'll be over here. There we go, and then we just need to put the wall through here. Good, good, good. Yeah, I've slowly been starting to port a lot of the packs that I've got over to Foundry and to Roll20. So if you keep an eye out, you should be able to see those popping up in the Foundry and Roll20 marketplace. Okay, that's that little entrance done. And do something sort of similar over here. Yeah, it's just taking me a bit to get done because we had a bit of a snafu over Christmas with our web host having problems and accidentally deleting a whole heap of files off the Studio website, which I thought, well, since they've deleted a whole heap of files, I may as well go and do a whole heap of file cleaning. I think I've fixed it all up, or at least I hope I fixed it all up. So it should all be good now, which means I'm going to spend the next once I... Oh dear, puppy, come on, stop. It's a delivery person, just stop barking. Oh, the joys of looking after my sister's dog. She barks at every delivery driver. And she's a tiny dog. She's a tiny dog with one hell of a set of lungs. You know, for the size of dog that she is, you would not expect her to make that much noise. Alright, that's down in that corner. We have to go up the side here. And then we do the floor. But yeah, I'm hoping to pull my computer apart. I was planning to do it on the weekend, but family decided instead that we need to go and paint my sister's house. So my arms are falling off from driving a paintbrush. Oop, is that gonna play good? Yeah, there we go. So I'm hoping to pull my computer apart, maybe start this afternoon, once I get a few things done. And, you know, rebuild the computer, and it'll be faster and stronger and able to leap over tall buildings. And then get a new graphics tablet so that I don't cry anymore. Lament the destruction of my old graphics tablet. For my old graphics tablet, it was good. There we go. So we'll make another little square bit here. But I'll make this bit come out. Oh, actually, no, I don't want that piece. I want a different piece. This piece. Yeah, whoop. Ow, didn't mean to move that. Put that back. Okay. Goes there. And then we have another... goes there, and then this one. That goes just in there. And then we're going to need a cornerstone. Well, I'll grab it while I'm in here. It's going to go right there. And I'll need, actually, may as well do it while I'm in here. Gonna need a few more on there. Right there. See, that's the problem of using this pick layers. You can accidentally just pick up stuff like what I just did there. Like it's a good mode for this brush, but it can be a problem. Just like that. So we then need a piece here. And that area is done. So that's got our exits to the next map. And then we need to come around and do around here. And then we do the floor. What I'll probably do for the floor is I'll probably do some steps. Like have this a stepped area with a different floor texture on the inside of this sort of grungy, stony, rocky area. Okay, let's get rid of that. Make it do that. Actually, I might do it for both of them. Have them both come into this area. How will I do this? How will I do this? So I need to get rid of that. Need to put in a cut corner. Just like that. Oop. We'll make a... what am I doing? What am I doing? Think. Okay, I need to get rid of that. That's wrong. That's going to need a corner. Actually, no. I won't use that one. I will use this one. I'll have to do the same thing over the other side. So like that. And then flat piece. And then a flat piece. So then we will need cornerstones. put that like that. And then... Ooh, this will be interesting. We'll have like columns. Oh no, we've got gardeners. Oh, we've got gardeners today and they're mowing. They're making lots of noise. Oh, this will have to be a short stream. Short stream before they get too close. I'll just make videos for the afternoon. And then I shall disassemble my computer. No, disassemble! Coming around over there. Just like that. And then we need pieces in here. Like that. And one more, and that should be our walls completed, and then it's just going to be the case of adding in the floor. Let's zoom out. View, whoops, fit image in window. Yeah. Oh, missing one piece. Missing one piece right there. So let's go and put in this one. And that goes right there. Okay, so let's go up the top here. Scroll up the top. Collapse this folder down. Lock it off. So that way I can't move anything. Oops, I can move my background. Didn't want to move that. So let's lock the background. There we go. So now we can't move the background. We can't move any of this shit. This stuff. What's this? What's this from? All this should probably be in there. There we go. Okay. That's all fixed. Let's go up the top here. Collapse it. So now we're working in the floor. So I want to have a different floor in here compared to out here. So let's go. Rock floor. I think we're doing the rock floor. So let's pop that there. That's a 2x2 area for quickly filling in, you know, large bits of floor. And the great thing is going to be that we'll put in pit traps. How shall we do the pit traps? So this makes that way, right? Everything's going in the floor folder. That's where it all should be. Cool. Excellent. Okay. Come on, what's the matter? Hang on, let me just get out of that one. Okay, cool. There we go. So the question becomes, how are we going to do this? So I've got an idea. Hang on. Let's put pit traps here like this. Let's put a big one. So this has got wood over it, so people can sort of, you know, climb over it. But what if we put a big one like that? But we're going to mask this. Then we have another big one. Like that. But we're going to mask these. So how can we... zoom in, zoom in. Mask, mask, mask. Think, think, think. No, 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 no. Actually, I'll just go through putting in the floor. Because what I'll do is I'll mask the entire outer area to be different. So this will have poke through at the moment. So don't worry about the poke through. Whoops. Ignore the poke through. So as I said, we're going to have something different on the inside of here. So this will overlay what is on the outside. So build in the floor on the outside. Oh, I'm getting messages. Why am I getting messages? Okay. Pardon me. So let's scroll down. This is the only bit that sometimes can be a bit laborious if you're doing a big map, is putting down the floor. If you've got large areas that are just, you know, it's the one kind of floor throughout the entire thing. There's no special little rooms or anything like that. It's just a big section of the same sort of thing. Can be a bit laborious. Okay, that's coming through there. Why I like to sort of like split up. I try not to do such huge areas. Like this is different because it's like a map card. Unfortunately, you need lots of map cards to make an interesting dungeon crawler. I'm now going to use the, where are they? The 2x2s again. And you can't use the two, like, although the 2x2s are really good, that they do fill in a large area really quickly. If you just keep using them, the map starts to look same. People start to be able to pick out the pattern. So as much as I do like filling in large areas with them, try not to use them too much. There we go. There, so I'll use these 2x2s again, but I'll sort of intersperse them around. that. Like that. And this is why the grid snap is so important, is that it's so easy just to move tiles into position, and they just go click into position. Just like that. Okay, so that's that area quickly filled in. Now I'm going to do the center section, but I want to mask that area that I've just put in. So let's go. So let's call it the outer area. Put all of these. So let's grab them all. Put them in there. And now we're going to put a mask. Where is it? Mask. Add layer mask. There we go. Okay. Do that. Now we want to... Where is it? Grab that. There. There. Okay, so if we then go... Oops. So edit fill with that. That's what we want. Okay, so select none. Okay, now how are we going to do the inside? So let's make another folder. We'll call it inside. Oops, hang on, it helps if I know. Click to rename it. Inside floor. Now, what are we going to use? Sandstone floor? Yeah, we'll do that. This should look nice and interesting. Oops. Get out of the selection tool. So we're going to have to mask off this area again. Because, watch this. Poke through. Oh no, that's not what we want. And I'm going to have steps here. So I'll do a piece like that. I have to admit, I do like... Let me just zoom in. I do actually like these bricks. I do like the texture. The grungy, random texture, bits of green in it. Like so. And this is, I'm just filling this area. And you'll notice that when I put tiles down, I sometimes sort of like, because I'm grabbing them one after the other out of the palette or out of my folder structure here, so that I don't just end up repeating the same pattern countless times again. I sort of do checkerboard them sometimes. It helps to sort of mix up, because I'm grabbing them just out one at a time. It helps to sort of mix up which ones they end up being beside, so they don't create like a same pattern all over the place. So that when I come back and I fill in all these spaces, I'm doing it again. So that's all filled there. So then I come back, I can continue going through, and I'm filling the space. So I'm basically filling in my checkerboard now. But the pattern that the tiles make does not replicate. So it's not the same again. Even though I'm just pulling them out of the file structure one at a time, the exact same way every time. It comes out different. And it helps give that randomness to the map. That is what is essential and helps, it helps sort of, it's not same. If you sort of get what I mean. I'm probably describing it really poorly. There we go, one more to go, and then we have to mask it and add in the steps where the steps would be. Okay, so that's there like that. All right, so what we need to do is we need to zoom back out. So we get view, zoom, fit image in window. There we go. Well, actually, I might zoom in a little bit. Just a smidgen. I'm then going to use this tool, and we're going to go to this one and create a, where is it? No, I need add layer mask. There we go. That's what we want. So this is going to be a little tricky through here, because that's got a little bit of a curve through it. There we go. Another reason why snap is good, because you can see that my cursor is just snapping on the way. There we go. Now we're going to select invert, and then there we go. That's looking good. So hang on, let's go select none. Now the thing is, I need to put some steps here. So let's go to our steps folder. These are the tiles I want to use. Now the interesting thing is, I want to put these, so they're going here. But it's currently inside this folder, so it's currently getting masked. So I'm taking it out of that folder. I'm going to put it between these two folders. So that's ending up where I want it to be right now. There we go. And it's going to end up underneath. Whoops. And that is looking the way I want it. That's pretty good. Bingo, presto. Now what I might actually do is because I only want like 1 or 2 steps. So I might just grab the lot. zoom in, go to move. Now I'm using my movement keys. Move it like that. That looks... I'm just going to nudge it up. So get a bit of that shadow. There we go. So that way I've only got two... Like there's only two steps. I'm just hiding the top step. I'm just moving it down. And it looks a lot better. So let's view... Go back to 100%. Oh, we are at 100. Let's view the whole thing. Because we're pretty much done with this tile. Whoops. Fit in window. There we go. So that, you know, that looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I hope you've had fun watching me. I'll probably make a little sped up montage of this. So you don't have to listen to me nattering away to watch it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good week. Hopefully I'll be back with a new computer in a few days. But yeah, have a good week, and thanks for watching.